So, hi to all. This is Dr. Nisha Manish from Merit College, Merit, and today we will discuss this e-study material for a topic that is for BSc second year. So, let us start with uh, as we all know that there is a big paper, the separate paper of core data, and in your previous classes you did the non-core data. So you have learned about the animals which are non-chordates and which are known as non-chordate or invertebrate, uh, and with some primitive characters if we compare with that of the chordata. And when we go ahead with more complexity as far as structure of animals are concerned, then now in second year we have to study the chordata. The As we see the evolutionary with the evolutionary point of view, there is an increase in the complexity of the animals. So today we will start with the general characters and classification of phylum Chordata, what type of these animals are. See, first of all, these are aquatic, terrestrial or aerial. Means they are found in water, they are found in land, or they are found in air also. Now, bilateral, symmetrical, and metamerically segmented. There is a similar repetition of the of the similar segments in an animal with true segmentation is known as the metamerism or metamerically segmented animals. And bilateral symmetrical means if we cut the animal into two equal halves, the two halves will be the mirror images of one another. Now the third is the very important, you have seen in the bold words, the presence of notochord, which is transformed into vertebral column in most of the forms. Means all chordates have the specific this chord that is known as the notochord. And yes, fourth is presence of paired pharyngeal gill slits on either side of pharynx during some stages of life. Means they present in the larval stages, but they may not be present in the adult stages, but they are sometime present in the life cycle. Next, now if you see the exoskeleton present in most of the forms. Next, body is triploblastic. Triplo, as name indicated, means triplo means three. Blastic. Triploblastic means three germ layer. Three germ layer may be the ecto, meso, and endoderm. We all know, if we see in context of the developmental biology, we know there are three germ layer, and all the structures and the development of an individual or the embryo depends, or the development comes from these three germ layer. Now, body cavity is coelom. You know the coelom, when we see the development of the coelom, and we see that the coelom is a true body cavity which is lined by the mesoderm. This is an aspect of the developmental biology. When we see the development of an embryo, then we see the how coelom originates or develops. So we can see the here in case of chordata, that body cavity is coelom that is lined by the mesoderm. Now the presence of an endoskeleton. Yes, an endoskeleton is present. It may be bony or cartilaginous. Means it may consist of bone or cartilage. Next, a dorsal tubular nerve cord is present. This is a third character, next character of a chordate, that is a distinguishing character of a chordate. Means they have a dorsally placed and tube-like nerve cord. A post-anal tail is present in some stages of life. This may be in adult, it is not present, but in some stages of life, whether in a larval stage or any other stage, there is present a post-anal 10. Now, a complete digestive system with digestive glands like liver and pancreas is present. Closed blood vascular system with a ventral heart and ventral and dorsal blood vessels is present. What is a closed blood vascular system? A type of circulatory or blood vascular system in which the blood is transported or flows in closed vessels like veins and arteries. Such type of blood vascular system is known as the closed type of blood vascular system. On the contrary, an open blood vascular system is that system in which blood flows in some open spaces, or it is transported via the open spaces or the blood channels or some lacunae type of structures. So this type of, there are no veins or arteries like vessels. So this type of blood vascular system is known as the open type of blood vascular system. But when we see in case of chordata, the blood vascular system is closed blood vascular system with a ventral heart and ventral and dorsal blood vessels. If we see the excretory system, the very well developed excretory system is present with well developed kidneys. Sexes are separate with some exceptions. You can see here this figure, and this is a typical structure of a chordate having the notochord. You can see this, the notochord, and above this there is a dorsal hollow tubular nerve cord and the pharyngeal gill slits. You can see these three characters, notochord, dorsal hollow nerve cord and pharyngeal gill slits, are the three main distinguishing characters of a chordate. Now, the classification of chordate. As we know that chordate is a very big phylum, and it is divided into two groups. One is the protochordata or acraniata, and second one is the craniata. You know the cranium? Cranium is our skull. Another name of cranium is the skull, and protochordata or acraniata, they have no skull or cranium. Or protochordata means, proto means very primitive. So very primitive type of chordates are known, comes under the group of, come under the group of protochordata or acraniata. And the well developed chordates, they are advanced, or the higher chordate, they come under this group craniata. Now if we see again, if we divide the protochordata into subphylum, there are three subphyla: hemichordata, cephalochordata and urochordata, on the basis of the location or the presence of notochord, where notochord is present. In hemichordata, hemi means half, chordata means notochord, it implies notochord. So if not in these type of animals, the notochord confines only the half of the body. This type of animal is known as the hemichordata. The notochord runs up to the snout or the interior of the rostrum, in case of the cephalochordata, throughout the full length of the body. So such type of protochordates or the primitive chordates are known as the cephalochordata. And uro means posterior. The prefix uro is always related to posterior, something posterior. So urochordata is a group of animal or the subphylum which includes the animals those have the notochord in the larval stages in the posterior or the tail region. Now come to the craniata. The craniata consists of the advanced or the higher vertebrates or the chordates, and it includes only one very big subphylum, vertebrata. And if you see, vertebrata is again divided into two divisions, main division, agnatha and gnatostomata. I'm just giving you outline, and we will later on we will discuss it in an elaborated way. So gnatostomata is again divided into two super classes. One is Pisces, means this super class includes or it contains the whole world of fishes. And the tetrapoda, tetra as you know the four means two pair of limbs are present in case of this superclass. The animals those have two pair of two pairs of limbs. Those come under the tetrapod. Now, first we will see group A craniata. Just we have discussed the protochordata. So now separately we will see this protochordate. You can see what type of protochordates are. Marine, they are not freshwater, they are small, just told primitive chordates, and about 2000 species are found. Cranium or the skull, jaws, vertebral column, and pair appendages are absent. Now, these are the main characters of the group Protochordata in short. Now, again, we can divide, just discuss. As discussed, Protochordata is divided into three subphyla: Hemichordata, Urochordata, and Cephalochordata. Again, this is a full classification of Protochordata. You can see in the chart the subphylum, the three subphylum: Hemichordata with the notochord half confined in the half of the body, Urochordata, the notochord confined in the larval stages in the tail region, and the Cephalochordata is notochord runs up to the rostrum or the interior tip of the animal. Now you can see the Hemichordata. If you see the classes of these subphyla, you can see first we will take the Hemichordata. There are four classes of Hemichordata. One is the Antopnuesta, Pterodranchia, Plantospheroidea, and Graptolita. Similarly, Urochordata has three classes: Acidiaceae, Heliaceae, Larvaceae. And if you see the Cephalochordata, it has only one class, mainly the Leptocardi. Now, what these animals say? This animal says that I am a hemichordate. Just we have learned about the protochordates. I am Balanoglossus, and I have taken this image from this topsquid.com. What this says: I am a Urochordate. I belong to class Acidiaceae. My order is Pleurogona, and I am Herdmania. The name of this animal is Herdmania. That is a protochordate. It comes under the subphylum Urochordata and the class Acidiaceae. We will discuss in very elaborated way later stages of your classes. I just have taken this from this site, presentman.blogspot.com. You can see in this the figure of Herdmania, the interior. There are two openings. One is a branchial aperture from where water enters inside, and another is a dorsal opening that is known as the atrial aperture, and the water expelled out from the body from here. We will talk later on about the Herdmania. Yes, what this animal says: I am a cephalochordate, I am Amphioxus, and I belong to Cephalochordata and Leptocardi, just I have told you in the previous slide. Now we have completed a group of Protochordata or Acraniata, the animal those have not skull, jaws, and paired appendages. Now we come to the higher chordates or the craniates. What are the characters of these more complex chordates? These are aquatic, terrestrial, or aerial mode. Large size with distinct body division means they have the body divided into head, trunk, and tail. Presence of jaws vertebral column, and brain, which is encased in cranium or skull. These are the characters of this group Craniata. Now, Craniata includes only one subphylum, just discussed. The vertebrata is again divided into two divisions, Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Now, what is the difference between Agnatha and Gnathostomata? Agnates are, they have no true jaws. However, in Gnathostomes, they have two jaws, no paired appendices in case of agnates, paired appendices present. Two semicircular, in internal ear, there are only two semicircular canals, while in Gnathostomata, there are three semicircular canals in the internal ear. Adult has notochord in case of Agnatha. In notochord may persist in some cases, but mainly it is transformed into the vertebral column in adult forms, as we people also have. Now, if we take Agnatha individually, so Agnatha has two classes. One is the ostracodermi. Ostracon means shell, derma means skin. So, in similar manner, cyclostomata. Stome means something opening. It is related to something opening like mouth, you can see here. And cyclos means something circular. They are with circular mouth, always and always. And you can see, if you see the ostracodermi, these are the ancient Paleozoic. They are the animal of Paleozoic era. If paleontologically say, supposed to be first vertebrate with a number of extinct orders, means they are mostly extinct animals. They are armored, means the body is covered with some shell-like structures. The example is Theraspis and Cephalaspis. In Cyclostomata, these are the eel-like animals, cylindrical with smooth skin. As we have discussed the term cyclostomata, mouth circular and suctorial, 5 to 16 pair of gill slits are present. The example is Pectromyzon, these are commonly known as the lampreys, and Mexines. The Mexines is commonly known as hagfishes. Now come to the Gnathostomata. Gnathostomata has two superclass. One is Pisces. Pisces includes the world of the fish, world of the fishes, and the tetrapoda include all the animals. Those have a pair of limbs, two pair of limbs, like anterior and the posterior. Like name indicates, tetra means four. So what are the characters? Pisces are naturally, they are exclusively aquatic. These may be aquatic, these may be terrestrial or arboreal or aerial, means they may live on trees and they may live in air like birds, etc. Paired appendages are in the form of fins. You know, the fish has fins. Pentadactyl. Pentadactyl means they have in 5 digits their limbs or the appendages. The paired limbs are present. Pentadactyl paired limbs are present. Skin with scales. Skin has scales in case of Pisces, while skin is without scales in case of tetrapods. Now, aquatic mode of respiration with gills. And here, in case of tetrapoda, the aerial mode of respiration with lungs. In these animals, lungs are very well developed. Now, you can see the three classes of superclass Pisces. The fishes, and these are divided. The fishes are divided into three classes. One is the Lepodermi, second is the Chondrichthyes, and the Osteichthyes. Mainly, we will discuss the Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes, and Plecodermi has some extinct form also. So what this says, just we have discussed the Pisces or the superclass that is of Gnathostomatida. So this animal says, I am a chordate, I am a Piscean, I am a fish. I have taken this image from my web search. Again, we have just done the superclass Pisces. Now, what superclass Tetrapoda has, what type, how many classes it has? There are 4 classes of superclass Tetrapoda. One is amphibia, reptilia, apes, and mammals. Mammals, we people come under this class mammal. So we will separately, because we have the another topic separately, the full classification of amphibia with general characters of reptiles and classification of reptiles, general characters and classification of apes or the birds, and general characters and classification of mammalia. So we will do in an elaborated manner, differently, separately. You can see a tetrapod. What this animal says, I am a tetrapod, I am an amphibian, I am a frog. This image also I have taken from my web search. Now references. I have taken this text from the book, a textbook of zoology, vertebrates by R.L. Kotpal, Coded Zoology by E.L. Jordan and P.S. Verma, and the images I have taken from my Google search or the web search. Thank you.